Hey guys, I'm going to make a quick video and I'm going to show you what I do. I've had a lot of people reaching out to me today, and I want to make one video to show you exactly what I do. If you do it, you could easily be a millionaire by this time next year. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's me. And I talk about this all the time. I wish there was some kind of way I could put this so that you would fully understand that this is not only legitimate, it's real, and just about anybody can do it. And I don't want to sound like an MLM or network marketing or any kind of hypey nothing, because when you start talking about $1 million, people's mind automatically shut off unless they're already millionaires, right? Their mind shuts off. It's too much. It's too big of a number. It's too much real estate to work with in your brain, right? So let's just break it down. But the best way to break it down would be for me to show you. I can show you better than I can tell you. In this video, I'm going to show you 2 of the 3 verticals with my company, with our company, that can make you a millionaire by this time next year, painlessly, right? And for free. It's not going to cost you a thing to do it. So watch. The first video is going to be for the first vertical via iHub Meta, and the second video is going to be referencing iHub with the ERC and bottom line concepts. So this is going to be a long video. I'm just telling you up front, but if you watch it, and it's not going to cost you any money, so if you just watch it, right, and then make a decision, and whatever decision you make, it's fine with G, okay? So first, iHub Meta, and I'll be right back.
But here we go. We're ending 2022 and jumping right into 2023. I know it'll be an awesome year for everybody. And, tonight, if you're brand new and you've never been on our Zooms before, you're in for a treat. And, first, let me say congratulations and welcome. My name's Chuck Hansen. What you're going to do is you're going to hear from a good friend of mine that I've known for some 30 years, Michael Stern, to talk to you about one of our product verticals called iHub Meta and Loop TV. The product is Loop TV, and you're going to hear all about that here in a second. A great product. We've done incredibly well with that product and continue to do well with that product because it's a product that every business owner needs, right? So Michael is going to take you through a short presentation, and if we have time, we'll do a little bit of Q&A. And if we certainly will have time, we'll let you hear from some of the other superstars that we have with us here this evening. So, Michael, whenever you have, whenever you're ready, buddy, you can take it away.
All right, let me get situated here. All right, well, welcome everybody, and here we are just about at the end of the year. If you're looking at this for the first time, you're at the right place at the right time, and with iHub Global to really get yourself positioned to make 2023 your best year ever. So as Chuck mentioned, we at iHub, we've got a couple of different product verticals, different projects that people can focus on one or more of them. Tonight, we're going to be talking about the one that we call our digital out-of-home advertising market, with this remarkable trend that's happening. This is really a product that came to our attention to get out there. It's more of a business-to-business type of a relationship. It came to our attention kind of in the April-May timeframe of this past year. We started really heavily rolling it out at the end of May, early June. And it was brought to us by a company called OpenView Media, who had been spending the previous 5 years working on developing this digital out-of-home advertising space. Now, this is a term I wasn't very familiar with prior to it coming up with iHub, but as we grew up, we were used to advertising really being the commercials on the radio and television set in our homes and in our cars driving around. But in more recent time, there's been a massive movement of advertising into the virtual space and in the online space. Certainly in social media, we're familiar with all kinds of ads related in the online space, but there's a massive opportunity that's also developing on other online types of activities, like in the area of something called esports, where just like people go to sports games in the real world, in the physical world, and you could have tens of thousands of people there, there's people that aggregate at these competitions on games, video games, where you can have 50,000, 100,000 people watching one of those in real time, and there's just as much advertising in those kinds of environments that's possible to do, like you would see on a Super Bowl or things like that. And that's where a lot of the work of OpenView Media had been focusing on, to decentralize that digital out-of-home advertising component. Now, what happened is about a year and a half ago, they became aware of a company called Loop TV that had recently changed their model of providing enormously amazing premium video content for businesses to show on their television screens. They, for 7 years, have been a publicly traded company, but in about a year and a half ago, they changed their distribution model, and that from a subscription base to providing that content and the player, and basically having it monetized with advertising. And that caught OpenView's attention. And so they started interfacing with them and found a component to that with their overall strategy, and then reached out to us at iHub to assist them being the marketing arm of getting this information out. And that's what we rolled out back in May of 2022, so fairly recently. Now, what we're discovering, though, is this digital out-of-home advertising space is no small market. It's expected to exceed $640 billion by 2024, which we're really just talking a year or so away at this juncture. And it's a very exciting prospect to be able to be on the forefront of getting in on the front end of that decentralization with OpenView Media. But tonight, I want to focus my attention really on the Loop TV side of it, because it's such a fun project to work with. It's just an amazing opportunity to share with businesses, to really give them something that's very, very difficult for them not to want to take advantage of, as you'll see what it's about. So what I want to do is, I want to start off here with a short video that Loop put out right on the tail end of the pandemic, as businesses started kind of opening up again, to tell businesses about what's possible with Loop TV. So let's take a listen.
We at Loop are excited to see venues like restaurants, bars, stores, and services opening up and getting back to full capacity. We realize that recovering from the economic impact of the past year will take some time. And as you get back on your feet, Loop is here to help. Introducing Loop for Business. High-quality TV, music videos, news, sports, entertainment, and digital signage, all delivered through a proprietary Loop player, and all at no cost to you. Loop for Business helps you create an inviting, engaging, and enjoyable environment with content specifically tailored to your business, your customers, and your brand. Loop for Business features the world's largest music video library and is the only entertainment brand licensed to stream music videos directly to out-of-home venues. Select from over 50 professionally hand-curated, brand-focused playlists that help establish and enhance your business's unique environment. Or make your own custom playlist from our library of 150,000 music videos. All music and content can be day-parted and scheduled to change as your customers and customer experience changes throughout the day or from weekday to weekend. Loop for Business also has dozens of non-music channels produced and curated specifically for the out-of-home viewing experience. From visually stunning drone footage to news, movie trailers, pets, nature, sports, and the ultimate collection of viral videos, Loop is a powerful tool that allows you to create an experience that attracts and retains customers. Loop allows you a simple and effective way to promote your business with digital signage. Loop for Business also offers you a solution for internal and employee messaging with our digital back-of-house bulletin board. Controlling your player is as simple as logging into our client portal and using our scheduling tool to upload, schedule, and manage playback. All Loop players can be scheduled as a single network or as regional networks or as individual locations, and all controlled via our client portal. And with Loop's remote control app, you can control all your Loop for Business TVs using your mobile phone. Whether you're at a Steve Madden in California, a Marriott in Florida, or a Margaritaville, Loop is there. Loop for Business, the simple solution for in-house music, video, news, sports, and digital signage that enables you to create an image, environment, and customer experience that supports your brand and strengthens your relationship with your customers. And all at no cost to you.
All right. So Loop currently has over 450,000 of these premium videos, 250,000 or so in the music videos, and the other 200,000 or so in those other categories. So they really have content for basically any type of business situation, from places that deal with children to, sports bars and bars and things like that. It really is an amazing library that they put together. Now, when we first started back in May, Loop had a heat map of their locations that showed that they had about 21,000 active screens. And we've done a big chunk of increasing it to over 30. Actually, this is back in September, so it's significantly more than that. We've added about 15,000 screens to their location since we started with them, really kind of late May, early June. Now, in the video that we saw before, it mentioned the concept of digital signage. Now, it turns out that as we've been talking with businesses, the aspect of the digital signage part that's built into the Loop program for the businesses is turning out to be really one of the most significant pieces that's really resonating with the business owners, that's really attracting them, not just for taking advantage of the content, but being able to communicate with their customer base. Now, this is a video that Dr. Scott Tunis put together. Dr. Tunis is one of our iHub VIPs. He's a great guy. He's done wonderful training for people, turning out to be a bit of a producer of videos as well. This is a video he had put together for promoting his own Loop business, but he trained on this as well as focusing on this video on the digital signage aspect of it to show businesses how they can share other types of services that their clientele may not be familiar with. And it's particularly important in the health industry. So let's take a listen to Dr. Tunis.
Hi, I'm Dr. Scott Tunis. I'm a board-certified ophthalmologist, and I've been in practice for 37 years. I've seen marketing programs come and go, but if you are a healthcare practice and you want to increase the volume of your elective services, then invest the next 3 minutes with me in your future success with what I have to show you. This is Loop TV. It's amazing. It's totally free, and there's no question it's increased the volume of my elective services. Loop TV is a plug-and-play streaming video player for your healthcare facility. There's no contract, fees, licenses, or credit card deposit. All you have to do is request it. With a library of over 400,000 video clips and music playlists, you can play streaming video from a menu of dozens of expertly curated channels and playlists, including drone video, fashion, food, music, action, nature, news, kids, and many more. Loop TV is an amazingly effective way for you to promote your elective services, and you don't have to spend a dime to do it. I want to share with you a true story. I placed the Loop TV in my dentist's office. And just to demonstrate the software, we added a scrolling text which said, "Ask us about this month's amazing special on our best teeth whitening treatment." When I returned about a week later, the reception staff nearly jumped over the desk. "Dr. Tunis, my goodness, you're here. You have to help us. You have to remove that teeth whitening special from the Loop TV because every single patient through the front door is asking us about it, and we don't have a teeth whitening special." If you embed your elective services in video that patients actually want to watch, the results will amaze you. And yes, my dentist did decide she needed a teeth whitening special. As an added bonus, as a customer of iHub Meta, if your Loop TV player meets minimum monthly playtime requirements, you also earn cash rewards that you can use to fund your external marketing programs. So if all of this is free, who is paying for it? Every 10 minutes, a 30-second national ad will appear on your Loop TV. It's in a split screen format and does not interrupt your video stream. It's also silent and subtitled. National advertisers are bringing billions of dollars to this revolutionary platform. That's who's paying for all of this. iHub Meta, Loop TV, and OpenView Network are fundamentally changing the advertising industry. Think about it. For the first time, the venue that's providing the audience, that's you, will be rewarded. You receive Loop TV streaming video players, highly engaging video content, software to create your own effective internal marketing campaign, and monthly cash, all free. The Weather Channel? Seriously, you're still playing the Weather Channel? I can't think of a single reason why a modern healthcare practice wouldn't want to upgrade their practice environment and increase the volume of their elective services with free Loop TV. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and welcome to iHub Meta, Loop TV, and OpenView Network.
All right, you did such a great job on that. Now this is a picture that was taken during our August 26th pre-launch of iHub Meta Loop TV that we did in Las Vegas. And you see Sean Driscoll here. He's the founder of Loop TV, an amazing individual. It was a great time to have him there at that event, and it was an incredible venue to boot on top of it. And then this is Sean Driscoll just a few short months ago. I mentioned that Loop TV is a 7-year-old publicly traded company, but they just graduated to going on to the New York Stock Exchange a couple of months ago. And here's Sean there having the opportunity to ring the bell and to be there. And you can just imagine how great he feels in the process. You can see him beaming there. So let's talk a little bit about this overall concept. So everything about Loop TV is free. There's no cost to it. The actual player, the shipping of the player, the content, the digital signage, the digital advertising that we talk about, they're really fantastic support they do. There's no cost for any of that. And as Dr. Tunis mentioned, that is all being monetized by the advertisers that are placing their ads into the system for doing it. So, well, I had another screen here, but I forgot to unhide it. So we'll just let it go with that. So just a couple of things on this that I would show you on that last slide is that what the businesses get, besides getting all that for free, is they also receive gift cards. Each month that they've hit that minimum requirement on it, they get $120 gift card per screen per month. So if you got a location that may have 5 screens, that means they got $100 worth of gift cards a month that they're receiving on that they have. Now on the affiliate side, the way that gets compensated for iHub affiliates is that there is a $50 activation bonus that the affiliate receives per TV when those get activated, and then ongoing after that, they get $5 per screen per month that's going on. And then affiliates also receive something that we call reward points on the screens that the businesses have, and those reward points will be convertible down the road to some really exciting things that we'll be talking about after the first of the year. So that's basically what I wanted to share. but really, this is the time to position yourself, to really give yourself an amazing 2023. And that's with iHub Meta and Loop TV, as well as some of our other extraordinary iHub vertical opportunities. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to you, Chuck.
Real good. Thank you.
Okay, so now you know how I get to go into a building, a business, a wherever, and show them how they can make money for free. I give away money. I love it. Okay. So the second vertical is through our company working through Bottom Line Concept, the second largest company in the United States that does this, and how I can put you on to $1 million. Watch closely.
Here we are on, just a couple of days after New Year's. I mean, I always joke around with it about how quickly time flies when you're having fun. But, this past year, 2022, just went by incredibly fast. And I don't expect, I do expect 2023 will probably go by even faster. For all of you that don't know me, my name is Chuck Hansen. I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina, where today it was a nice 76 degrees, cruising around in my convertible and enjoying life, right? So all of those things are good. Tonight, if you're brand new, you're going to get exposed to a business opportunity and a product called the Employee Retention Credit Program. I know that sounds very complicated, but it's not. We do some amazing things, and you're going to hear from a gentleman that will give you an overview, a good friend of mine that I've known forever and ever. Will give you an overview on what the Employee Retention Credit Program, or ERC program as we call it, is all about, and how it's helping people, not only helping people we talk to, but also helping a little bit of us too. I mean, you'll see the kind of money that's available, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So Happy New Year to everybody. This is the year of prosperity. So mark that on your calendar if someone hasn't told you that already. It is the year of prosperity, and it's your time to make your life change for the better, right? I mean, everybody always hopes and prays that it will. This year is that year, and what we have with the ERC program has all the earmarkings of making that happen for a lot of us, or everybody that's here for certain. So, hey, I want to introduce you to a good friend of mine, John Aramza. John is out in Las Vegas, Nevada. Great guy. I've known him forever and ever. And John is going to give you a little information about himself, which is very interesting, and a great story. And then an overview on the ERC program. Then we're going to come back and do just a very short getting started training. If you've got questions, I'll drop something in the chat so that you can send questions to me, and also send them to Michael Stern, and we'll do our best to try to answer them as we go through things. So with that, John, are you around anywhere?
I am here.
There you are, buddy.
Hey, thank you, Chuck. Thank you for that introduction. Super excited to be with everyone here. Happy New Year to you. And so guys, tell you a little bit about my background. I've actually, been involved in this industry of direct sales now for 33 years. I came to the industry, no business, no professional, no sales background whatsoever. I was a blue collar worker, high school education, grew up in a small town in Minnesota, now live in Las Vegas, although I still have a lake home very near where I grew up. And guys, I actually have dyslexia, and as a result, really struggled in high school. I still struggle with it today. Really affected my self-esteem, my self-confidence. I was very shy, very introverted, and actually wouldn't even say hi to somebody unless they said hi to me first. And the only reason I want to share that is because here I am now, 33 years in this industry. I'm coming up on almost $30 million in commissions earned in this industry. And so first thing I want to say is this, is what's so exciting about what we have is it doesn't matter, what your age, what your education, what your finances, what your background, what you do, where you live. nothing matters. The only thing that matters is, number one, you recognize, what is taking place here, number one, and number two, you take action on it. And I can tell you guys, in my 33 years involved in this industry, I've never seen anything like this before in my entire career. I mean, my entire career, 33 years, it's all about, kind of convincing, sharing something with somebody, which usually requires them to make some type of an investment. It's a slow process. What you're going to see here tonight, there is no investment. It doesn't cost you a penny, right? It's all about just sharing with other people, actually, not just other people, but companies, and giving them an opportunity not to spend a penny, but simply to retrieve some money, as Chuck referred to this as the ERC program. I don't think there's probably anything you can do over the course of the next 24 months that can pay you like this can pay you. And so what I want to do, I actually over the weekend put together a slide program, a little PowerPoint that's going to go over this with you. And so let me go ahead and jump right into that. And let me see here. How do I get to the slide program? Okay, so first off, guys, iHub is really the marketing division of this company called Bottom Line Concepts. We're going to hear about both of those. But what I want to do is I want to talk a little bit about what this ERC program is, what it's all about, who Bottom Line is, the company that we've partnered with. What does it mean to a business? What does it mean to you? And really, how does it work? And what do you have to do? So let's jump right into this. The first thing, if you remember, if we back the clock up here to March of 2020, it's when the pandemic first started kicking off. At that time, President Trump was literally on the TV every day, multiple times a day. They were trying to make ventilators and all kinds of things. And one of the things that took place very early into this start of this pandemic is the CARES Act. Okay, the CARES Act is $2.2 trillion. And a part of that CARES Act is something that you couldn't hardly turn the TV on and not hear about, and that was PPP, Paycheck Protection Program. $659 billion allocated for this PPP. There was 2 rounds of PPP, and literally hundreds of billions of dollars passed out to help companies keep their employees on board. Well, something we didn't really hear about, but also existed, was the ERC. The ERC program was available at that time. The thing is you couldn't do both. You could either do one or the other. The ERC program was a little bit more complicated. It wasn't quite as much money. So pretty much everybody, because it was all over the news, literally talked about every day. Most people know what PPP is. Most businesses cashed in on PPP. And the ERC just kind of fell by the wayside. And because they got PPP, they didn't think they could actually get ERC because you could not get both. Well, what happened is in March of 2021, President Biden amended the CARES Act. And that he said that there's about $400 billion available for ERC. And he says, guess what? If you got PPP, we're going to allow you to also get ERC. You can file for ERC. There's about 6 million companies right now eligible for ERC, only about 1 million that have actually cashed in on it. So there's a lot of work to do in getting out there and helping companies realize that this ERC program is available, that they likely will qualify. And the way it works is you've got till April of 2024 to file for the tax year of 2020. You've got till April of 2025 to file for tax year of 2021. So there's a time limit on here. And that's why I say, guys, over the course of the next 24 months, probably nothing you can do that could pay you like this is. Just letting companies know all about this. Now, who is Bottom Line Concepts? Bottom Line Concepts is a 15-year-old company. And all they have done for the last 15 years is help companies access government money, government programs, government grants, government refunds, government programs. That's their specialty. That's all they do, is they focus on government programs and helping companies, people, individuals get what could be coming or what they may be qualified for. Currently, they've got about 20,000 clients. And they've, there are over 400 of those clients, Fortune 400,000 businesses and $3.5 billion they've helped companies retrieve at this point. So they are experts, as it would say, in this arena that we're involved in. That's why we partnered with them. Here's just a quick glimpse of some of their, customers. I mean, if you look at in the sporting world, NHL and the Lakers and Las Vegas Golden Knights. I mean, all kinds of major sports teams. This is just a snapshot. Restaurants, Nobu, Popeyes, Denny's, Nathan's, Outback. I mean, the list goes on and on. Medical facilities. I mean, incredible clients, in the medical arena as well. Again, 20,000 clients they currently have. So what does this mean to a business? Well, up to $26,000 per W-2 employee is what's potentially available. Now, if they got one round of PPP, then it's going to be around $14,000. If they got both rounds of PPP, it's around $10,000. Okay. Our only job is simply to book an appointment, to get a company to book an appointment with Bottom Line and one of their specialists to find out, number one, if they're qualified, and number two, how much they're qualified for. So very, very simple process. Now, what does it mean to you? Okay, well, we have a commission program that is a direct referral commission. If you happen to book an appointment, get a company to agree to a call with Bottom Line Concepts, and they enter into an agreement and they bring that through all the way to completion. If you're just getting started with us, you're going to start out at 17%. And as you grow a team and build a book of business that companies have retrieved, you can actually work your way all the way up to 20%. But for the sake of this illustration, we're just going to use 17% because that's the starting point. So 17% of Bottom Line's contingency fee. Okay, so when Bottom Line enters into an agreement with a company, you book the appointment, Bottom Line does a discovery call with them, with one of the specialists. They find out how many employees they have, how the pandemic interrupted their business or changed their operation in some way. They determine that, hey, we're qualified. And depending on the size of that business, if it's a very small business, maybe, 10 employees, they may, require a 30% contingency fee. On a very large business, hundreds of employees, they're probably going to be in that 15%. Okay. And again, no fee is paid, and it's contingency fee. So what that means is once the company retrieves all their funding, that's when they would pay the fee to Bottom Line. And so your commissions are based on that fee. So let's take a look at what this looks like for you. As an example, let's say that you have a medium-sized company with 100 employees, 100 W-2 employees. Let's say they got both rounds of PPP. Okay, so that means they're going to qualify for about $10,000. So $10,000 per W-2 times 100 employees, that's $1 million we can help that company retrieve. Now, what does that mean to you? Well, that $1 million, Bottom Line's fee, let's say, is 20% on average. That's a $200,000 fee that Bottom Line will charge once that company receives their money. And so your commission is based on that $200,000. Times the minimum, where your starting point, 17%, that's $34,000 you would earn. I was on the phone with a friend of mine in Tampa, in Orlando area, in the Villages. He just sold a house and he made like $8,000. And, you think about how long it takes to sell a house to make $8 or $10 or $15 or $20,000 and the money and the time and the paperwork and everything. Guys, here, all you did was book an appointment. Okay, I did this right between Christmas and New Year's. It was a medical, kind of like an adult daycare type thing or adult assisted living. They have 25 employees. I literally was on the phone with this person for 15 minutes. And they went right into contract with them, and they already got the paperwork. This is a week ago, right? Already got the paperwork in line. I stand to, if that goes to completion, make about $12,000 on that 15-minute appointment, guys. How many of these can you do in a day, in a week, right? Okay. The next area that we have of commissions is an affiliate bonus. So not only can you earn when you bring people, when you bring a business, get an appointment booked, help that process along, but if you bring other people in that have contacts, that go out there and they get an appointment booked with a company, and that goes to completion, you can get a 5% referral bonus for bringing that person in that's out there talking to businesses. So what does that look like? Let's look at the same example. 100 employees, $10,000 million in refund. Bottom Line's Concepts, they charge, their 20% fee, $200K. You get 5% of that. Keep in mind, you had nothing to do with this. All you did was introduce somebody that went and got this appointment. That's a $10,000 override that you would receive in that situation. One more thing we have is an infinity bonus. Starting out at 1%, when you build $5 million worth of total funding between you and your team, you can get 1%. You can work all the way up to 5%. But one thing you'll know about me, I like to be conservative. Let's just look at 1%. Let's look at the same deal, $1 million funding. Okay, Bottom Line's fee is $200. 200 times 1% is $2,000 you would get is on that infinity. This is somebody that you didn't bring in. This is somebody someone else brought in, or someone else that someone else brought in, and you pick up $2,000. And if you got all the way up to 5%, it would be 10 grand. So kind of exciting. So how does it work? Well, again, your entire goal is just to get an appointment booked with Bottom Line. You call on businesses. You basically get a business to agree to a 15-minute to 20-minute discovery call with one of Bottom Line specialists. There's no obligation. There's no cost. It's simply getting a company to realize that they may in fact be qualified for this, and that if they would book them, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You book that call, and if that goes to completion, you saw the numbers I'm talking about. Okay. Here's the thing that I think is important. If you get a company interested in this, is you want to take and get that appointment set. Don't leave it upon themselves to do it. You've got a referral link, okay, in your back office. You can copy and paste this. I actually took this link and I put it into an email. I got an email that I save in my phone titled ERC Business Link. Right. And so if I'm in there meeting with a business, I'm going to pull up that link on my phone and I'm going to, ask the employee. And these are the simple questions. What is, who's the contact? Is it you that I'm going to have the company call? Get the email, get the contact number, get the legal name of the business and the industry. Maybe it's medical or whatever it is. And then you're going to just put in how many W-2 employees, and you're going to hit to begin the claim. You're just going to click right there where it says begin the claim, and guess what happens? A calendar pops up. Guys, this is such of a crucial deal, is to take, because you can take the shortcut and just send the link, hope that they go ahead and do it, right? But if you take control, like the one I did between Christmas and New Year's, I'm on my phone. They're in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm on the phone. While I'm on the phone with them, I don't tell them I'm going to send you a link and you can get yourself scheduled. I say, what is your business name? And I'm right there typing. I pulled the link up myself. I booked the appointment. I pulled the calendar up. In this particular case, I said, guess what? This was at like 2 o'clock. I said, they have an opening in an hour and a half at 3:30. Will that work for you? And he says, yeah, I booked it right there. Here's one thing I want you to pay attention to when you're doing this is time zone, especially if you're here. I was in Las Vegas. They were in Phoenix, right? There's a time difference, right? So make sure you book the appointment in the time zone that the business resides in. So guys, that's how that works. Now, keep in mind, there are some obstacles. Okay. There are some challenges. Most companies out there, and that's why they're paying us so much. Most companies out there don't think they qualified. Why? Because they got PPP. Why? Because their accountant told them they're not qualified. So, our job, and we teach you, we have all kinds of tools and information to help you learn how to overcome these objections to help you get that appointment booked. Matter of fact, we got something called a mentor program. We'll actually go in. Let's say you got a great contact, but you don't know what to say, how to approach, how to really do this. you can choose a mentor that'll actually, you got to share a little bit of your commission, right? Instead of getting 17, you're going to give 5% up to that mentor, but that mentor will basically work with you, take your contact and show you exactly how to do it and help that thing get to completion. But we've got the tools to teach you how to do this, how to overcome these objections. Somebody not qualified, let me talk to my accountant. Why can't my accountant do this? I'm not going to get into all the answers here, but they're very, very simple answers that we can help you with. Fear of audit. I will tell you this, guys, this doesn't in itself trigger an audit. But if you do happen to get randomly audited, you want to make sure that you've done this correctly, right? So that's how that works. Now, here's something you also want to become familiar with is the things, because people are going to say, we talked to our accountant, we're not qualified. We got PPP, we're not qualified. You need to help them. Maybe they're going to say their business grew and they don't think they're qualified. Your business could have tripled in size. It doesn't matter if your business grew, right? Now, if your business declined, that is a qualifier. But if your business grew, you can still qualify for this. Let's say you had to change your business hours, or due to government or state mandate. A lot of companies got shut down, a lot of restricted hours. You had a partial suspension of operations. You had to shut down, or you had issues with vendors, or reduction in services that you could offer. Give you an idea. I had this one person I wasn't working with directly, but I was one of my reps. It was an eye doctor. And they said, well, we grew, we're not qualified. Well, you know what? You probably still are qualified. And the bottom line specialist says, do you have a retail aspect of your business? Yes, people can come in, they can buy glasses and, get their frames adjusted and sunglasses and different things, but we were able to still do that. And the bottom line expert says, yeah, but did you have to restrict the number of people that were able to be in your store at any given time? And they says, well, yeah, of course we did. I mean, that was, everybody did. Well, that's a qualifier, guys. Most companies, if you ask the right questions, if you help them, and I suggest you take this it's on a piece of paper, have this with you if you're going in person, or have it in front of you so you don't forget. You can read off when you're going through that appointment and trying to book that, what some of these things are. Here's another little batch of them. Unable to make deliveries, social distancing issues, job roles or functions changed, not being able to, some people were able to continue to do their business at home, but there are things you couldn't do, travel, different things of that nature. So guys, that's the presentation. What I did right now, while going through that PowerPoint, to be honest with you, essentially is the same thing that I do when I talk to a potential rep or when I talk to a potential business. I kind of go through essentially that same information to lead them down the path to help them realize that, in fact, they probably are qualified. And this is something they need to look at. And most important, guys, is to help them book that appointment, right? Don't leave it up to them. Pull it up on your phone if you're in person, sit in front of your computer while you're on the phone with them and get their name, get their contact, get the W-2, click on the calendar and say, will tomorrow work for you? Will 3 o'clock work for you? And make sure you do it in the correct time zone. So with that, Chuck, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Real good, buddy, and great presentation. And I had a lot of great comments about all the information and everything, except for a few typos, and I've already got. And I know that.
Well, hey, I told you I have dyslexia.
I already told everybody. I told everybody that again. And so I'll help you with those. With you send that to me, and I'll get it knocked out. Okay. So hey, awesome. Guys. I mean, I hope that you hear what John is saying. This is a very simple business, and we're helping business owners, get money that the government. And look, this is never going to happen again. This is it. The government is giving away money. It's free money. There's no strings attached to that money. You can do anything you want to with that money. You can give it to me. You can buy an airplane with it. You can buy a boat with it. You can go on vacation with it. Whatever you want to do, right? You can give it to your employees. You can give it to your church. Doesn't matter. And it never has to be paid back. And that's a big one. I had one of my clients, and he said, well, Chuck, I really don't need the money. I make a lot of money anyway. And I said, I know you do. He's a plastic surgeon. And, but he's got a twin engine airplane that he loves. And he's been looking at another one. And I said, Doc, weren't you, I said, if you don't need the money, you can give it to me. You could write it off, send me a 1099, I'll pay the tax. And I said, now, weren't you looking at another airplane? He said, yeah, I was. He said, can I buy an airplane with that? And I said, yeah, of course. He said, oh man, maybe I do need that money. So, you just have to be in tune with what people are asking about. So, hey, I'm going to share a couple of things with you in a getting started presentation, and hopefully that'll answer the rest of the questions that everybody has. But it's this presentation is really very basic, because our whole business is very basic. All we're doing is finding people who have not done anything with their ERC, right? Have not filed for that grant, and put them on the phone with the experts. We don't have to become the experts. In fact, I don't want you to become the experts, because then you're going to want to answer all the questions. And when I say, hey, that's a great question that you just asked me, I don't have a clue. But I'll tell you what, why don't we jump on the phone with one of the experts at Bottom Line Concepts, and they'll be happy to answer you. So this is what we do, right? Booking appointments day in and day out, just filling up the pipeline of, and now if you want to build a team, John kind of went over what that is worth to you. I think it's worth a lot, quite frankly. You think about it for a second. John talked about that example where you earned, right? You'd earn $2,000, right? 5%, no, $10,000, 5% of $1 million, right? 5%. What if you had 100 people and they were out there doing deals like that, and you were getting a 5% override? You're starting to get the idea, right? It adds up very quickly. And that's why that group can do a lot more, because of the number of people hours, right? I was going to say man hours, but women are better than men. So, well, that's a topic for another conversation. And it's, as you get started in the business, very simple. We've got the back office. The guys have done an amazing job putting this together. And so you just log into your back office. And when you do that, it'll be app.ihub.global, app.ihub.global. And you're going to find ERC back in there. If you don't, there's a little thing at the top, a little menu at the top that says Marketplace, right? The iHub Global Marketplace. And so just pull that down and you'll see our various product categories, right? Our Loop TV product, our all the rest of the products, the ERC product, and so on. And then you just go over here and click on Getting Started right here, right? It's going to take you to a video. It's going to take you to a video, and then it's going to take you to a little 10-question quiz. And it's very simple. When you do that, then your two referral links, your business referral link and your affiliate partner referral link, will light up and go active. Now, this is one segment and part of the website that I wish that everybody would go through and go through it in earnest, right? Click on each one of the links. It's in training, right? Here are the product, here are the topic categories up here for the back office. But click on training, then go through each one of these steps, and you're going to learn a lot. But I just want you to have an overview, right? I just want you to know where the information is. So in case you've got a question or somebody on your team has got a question, you can point them in the right direction. The next thing is adding business referrals. I've been around this industry like John for quite a while, and we've always taught people to make a list of all the people. If you've ever been around this industry, somebody has probably told you to make a list of all the people that you know. Well, we're telling you to make a list of all the businesses that you know, all the businesses, plumbers, contractors, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, it's the gamut, right? Just put them, and we've got a place for you to be able to do that right in your back office. And it looks like this. I put in people all the time. Every day I'm putting in people, and just click on add a new prospect, and away you go. You put in all of their information. You can ask the company to send marketing material on your behalf to that prospect, and then you have the opportunity to again continue to work all of those prospects, all of those leads, of people that you know, mortgage, real estate people. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. So add them in there. John mentioned the mentor program coming up very shortly. If you'd like to participate in the mentor program, you can sign up for it. And if you'd like to become a mentor, you can sign up for that. So, if you like the way John does his presentation and you want to work with him, you just click on his bio and and what you're going to wind up doing is John's going to help you get your first deal, right? Or I'm going to help you, or Michael's going to help you, or somebody's going to help you get your first deal. And instead of you getting 17%, you're going to get 12, we're going to get 5. Great split, right? We're going to hold your hand while we get that first deal done. And we'll hold your hand a lot more to get a lot of other things done as well. I particularly like going after big fish, right? Recruiting up, going to the most successful people that you know. I've been put on the phone with Howard Stern. I've been put on the phone with baseball players and football players and boxers, and the list goes on and on and on. People say, well, I'm kind of afraid to call this guy. I said, well, how well do you know him? I got his mobile number. I said, you're kidding. I said, no, I grew up with him, or I went to school with him, or whatever. I was the best man at his wedding, and blah, 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 all of this stuff. Les Brown, and the list goes on. And I said, well, if you got his mobile number, let's get him on the phone right now, right? Let's talk to him, because the more successful a person is, the easier it is for them to see the big picture of what we've got going on here. Where do you go, right? I mean, here's a list of, I want to, these are kind of the typical things, your cannabis stores. Don't forget those. Don't forget your cannabis stores. Lord knows those people need a little help. Like they haven't, made enough money. But private schools, churches, nonprofit organizations, right? Go to those people. They don't even know it exists. I've been working on plumbers. Plumbers, have no clue what this is. People in the construction industry don't have a clue. So now it's just a matter of going to them and moving them along through the process. And there's a lot of different ways to do this business. And what I mean is that you can do it over the phone if you'd like to, calling people. I suggest, again, calling your warm market contacts, the people that you know, the people that you do business with that will be the most receptive because they know you. You spend money at their place, right? You see them all the time. I've gotten a couple of my car dealer friends, right, that own car dealerships. Well, I bought cars from them, so I've gotten to know them. Or you can do it, like it's outlined. And we've got these outlines in the back office so that you can go and look at it and kind of peruse it. But and you have to kind of just adjust it to your own personality. We don't put these things together for you to memorize it. We put it there as kind of an outline, and then for you to make it, yourself. You just gotta let it come out of you like it's really you. And when you do that, people really understand and they appreciate that it is you. I use this type of approach, and I call it the Columbo approach. If anybody's ever watched the Columbo show, great show. You think about this for a second. You walk in, you got a little notepad, you got your raincoat and your cigar going, and women don't have to have a cigar going, but if you wanted to. And then you say, hey, my name is Chuck Hansen. I'm interviewing all the businesses in your zip code to determine if the information we have is correct. Oh, you got information on us already. Okay, if that information is correct, we want to find out if you're qualified for a huge refund from the federal government. Well, what happened there? That first paragraph, you got their ears like this. I don't care who you're talking to in that business. You just said refund from the federal government, and they all start paying attention, right? Then you'd say, hey, if you don't mind, let me ask you a couple of questions. How long has this business been in operation? Well, it's been here. I've been here for 3 years. It's been here before. Okay, that's good. So it's been here for a while. Just wanted to make sure it was before February the 15th of 2020, right? That's kind of the drop dead date, February. And that, again, is all in the training. How many employees did you have last year, the year before, right now? You're just looking for a number, right? You're not looking for anything, just take a guess. Would you have 30? Okay, we'll just say 30. How's 30? Did the COVID pandemic have any impact on your business? Oh, then you say that, and they come out and say, oh, it happened, this happened, and that happened. We couldn't get this, and we couldn't get that, and on and on and on, right? Then you just kind of make a couple of calculations on it. You take 30 times 10 grand. That's 300 grand, right? So 300 grand up to perhaps 600 grand, double that. So, based on what you just told me, I'm happy to tell you that your business is probably qualified. I would say probably, I wouldn't say is, probably qualified to receive a huge refund. And if you want to, you can drop the number in there, maybe as much as, I don't know, $300,000 to $600,000. And then just stop for a second, right? As they catch their breath, as they fall off the stool. Are you the owner? If not, who is? Is he or she available? Or what I like to say is, hey, are you the right person I should be talking to about this? And if not, if you're not the right person, who should I be talking to? And that, eases up the questions of, who's the owner, and people are always hesitant of strangers coming in and asking who the owner is, because for all they know, you could be a federal marshal, right? or something ready to close the place down. So, if you like this, great. We'll make sure that you get it. I did a whole training back of a month or so ago, and we'll get you the link to that. But that can be adapted. You can adapt that whole thing to do phone calls as well. So I haven't done it phone calls. I've really done it in person, which I like. So because that way they get to see you, you get to see them, you get to see the place, and so on and so forth. So John went over some of this. Don't leave your link for somebody to fill out and get the appointment. No, never, never, never. You fill it out, just like John said, you fill it out, their name, their email, their phone number, and you're just putting it down that you're the You're filling it out for the decision maker, for the owner. They've got 29 employees. Now, here's what our system does. I'm going to tell you about our system. See, sorry about that, guys. We've got a way, our system knows as soon as you put down this number in the number of W-2 employees, our system knows whether or not to route that lead to Bottom Line Concepts or to route that lead to our new partner that handles smaller deals from 2 to 5 W-2 employees. You don't have to do anything different except this number. This number is the qualifier, right? That number will push the system into. So what it's going to do is if you put 29, like John showed you, it's going to pull up a calendar and you can say, hey, I see we've got an appointment, at such and such a time. And again, the time zone, that's a big one down here. Don't miss that. Or if they say, well, I can't do it until Thursday, you can click on the 29th, you can click on Thursday, and it'll give you appointment times. And I usually just say, hey, what day and time is good for you? And I'll set the whole thing up, and you're going to get an email from our partner, and they're going to remind you. We're also going to send you communication, probably send you a text message as well, just to remind you that that appointment is going to happen. Now, if you let's say you put 3 there, right? What's going to happen when you put 3 is it's going to send you to our newest partner, right? And our newest partner, and what they have is a gigantic call center, right? And so it says, one of our specialists will be reaching out to you shortly. Please look for a call from 888-57. So what you need to tell your prospect is, hey, I know this number is going to come up on your phone as a, it won't be a caller ID. You won't recognize that number, but it's an 888 number, and that'll be the person that's going to help you with your ERC filing. So don't forget about that. And again, we're going to send emails and text messages to keep that person in the loop. So, if you want to build a team, guys, that's now a lot of people choose not to build a team, and that's, perfectly your choice. But if you want to build a team, who do you want to go after? Who do you want to talk to? Everybody, right? Especially the most successful people that you know. The movers and shakers, right? The people that always seem to do something, and whenever they do it, something good always happens. That's why I call that sponsoring up, right? Go to the people that you may be afraid to talk to, just like I said earlier, right? And if you're afraid to talk to them, your mentor will help you with those phone calls. Who's got a B2B book of business? Think about that for a second. Who do you know that may be selling to business owners, right? So selling whatever, selling computers, selling software, selling burglar alarms. I mean, the list goes on and on. Selling insurance, selling, whatever. Those are, maybe it's an accountant, maybe it's an insurance man or woman. Then who do you want to work with? Now, here in this business, this is the only business that I know of that you can pick and choose. You don't get stuck with working with people that you don't want to work with. So you get to pick and choose who you work with. Going back, we were just on a special call this afternoon, and we were talking to people within iHub Global that have built gigantic businesses with another one of our products called Loop TV. And the Loop TV presentation is tomorrow night on this same station, same Zoom room at 9 p.m. East Coast time. So check in, and you're going to get an email about that. But they've some of them have got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of businesses that they're dealing with our Loop TV product. And this is a perfect, and that's why we actually did and investigated the ERC program, is because we have thousands and thousands of businesses that are part of our Loop TV business. You know, the tools and the process, again, the back office, you're going to be amazed at all the things that are back there. I continuously, this says touch, touch, and touch, right? Touch early. I continuously look at my back office, make sure everything is moving along. I talked to one of my prospects today and saw that it looked like he was kind of stuck. And I called him and he said, hey, thanks for calling. And I said, well, it looks like, you know, you're trying to, you haven't uploaded the information that Bottom Line Concepts is looking for. And he said, yeah, he said, I got kind of confused with that. Well, let me walk you through that. Right. So I just kind of helped them get around to that, get to their website and get it. And so that's why I always say the fortune's in the follow-up and the follow-through. It's just not relying on the system to work 100%. It'll work 100%, but some things just kind of, because of one thing or another, a business owner gets stuck on something. They meant to do it, they don't get around to doing it, and then a week goes by, and then they kind of lose their enthusiasm, and then you've got to come back in and fire them up again. And I go, wait a second, because I've had a couple of people like that. They go, well, I've been having second thoughts about it. I say, you've been having second thoughts about getting 600 grand. Okay, let's review this again. What are you going to do that'll give you that kind of money? And they go, well, nothing. Okay, well, then let's get back to doing it, right? People that show up, move up. And I want to congratulate the 460 people that are on here this evening, because, there's a lot of other things you could be doing besides this on January the 3rd, right, at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock Eastern time. A lot of other things you could be doing. But here you are trying to improve your life and move your life into prosperity. And that's excellent. Zooms are a great tool. When John and Michael and I first got in the business, there was no such thing as a Zoom. There was no such thing as a fax machine. There was no such thing as a cell phone. We barely had a landline, right? So it was a lot different back then, because you had to get on an airplane. If you wanted this kind of training, you had to get on an airplane, fly there, stay overnight in a hotel, and get to training and write it down as fast as you could, and then try to remember what they said, because there was no videos, there was no, there wasn't any of that stuff. So that's why most of us failed the first year or two. I was just too stupid to quit. And then, if you're going to build a team, connect with your team, connect with your team, connect with your team, connect with your team. And you're going to be able to see everything that your team does right from your back office, right? So visibility is key if you're going to do anything, whether you're just going to put in, and I don't mean just, if you're going to put in business owners. And, I looked at it today, guys. We're over 1,000 businesses that we've helped. It seemed like there was, I thought I wrote it down, 564 or $565 million that we're recovering from the IRS. And we've created almost $40 million in commissions. And, I should show you that. I won't, I'll do it next, I'll do it on Thursday. What our leaderboard looks like. Our leaderboard, there are people, it's almost unbelievable. There are people that have got over 100 deals all done, signed. I'm going, wait, it's 100 deals, that's absolutely. So how many deals do you want this month, this week, every day? John had a young lady on a week ago, and she said that her goal was to book and walk into and find 2 business owners and book 2 calls a day, every day, 7 days a week, every day, right? 6 days a week. And I know that she's going to do it. She might miss it. She might get 3 the next day. But she's definitely had the tenacity to go and do it. I wanted to show you this. This is from my back office. Somebody asked me, can you do a business that has been closed or it was sold, right? And I said, yes, you can. Just depends upon the circumstances. Again, I would put that business owner on the phone with Bottom Line Concepts. We're not the experts, right? I would say, well, there's a good chance, and this guy is named Chance. I said, Chance, there's a good chance that, we can get some money, because he sold this business. And he said, you mean, because I sold the business and I can get some money? And I said, yeah. So he did, he got a lot of money. As a matter of fact, he got over $1 million. And my commission for making that one phone call and a little bit of follow-up, I couldn't have spent more than 30 minutes with the guy because he was chomping at the bit to get it done, right? 23 grand, right? 23 grand just on one deal. I got 9 more deals that are in the process, and I've got to do better now. I also took this. This is from my team, and from my team, this was from 9 deals, $13,455 from 9 deals. That's that 5% that John was talking about. So that's kind of it in the getting started aspect of everything. We've got a little bit.
That's it, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put 2 links down here. The link over here is going to be for iHub Meta. The link over here is going to be for the Bottom Line Concepts ERC. But understand, both of these links go to the same place because all the verticals are underneath one house. Okay, in other words, everything's under one roof. However, if you sign up for this one, you automatically signed up for this one by virtue of it being in your back office. All you have to do then is just go in and sign up for it. I'll make a video on how to do that shortly. But for right now, these are the 2 verticals. Those 2 verticals are essential to you being in a position to possibly make $1 million this time next year. All right. So click on either one, and in the description, click on whichever one you're interested in. It'll be right there. And I'll see you guys on the inside. And if I don't, it's cool. Because as you'll see, it doesn't take you or anybody else for me to make this money. I'm not recruiting. I'm sharing the good news. With that, I'm going to get out of here. It's your boy G. I'll talk to you soon, and peace.